Hello. I got it. Hello. Check. Good evening. Hello. क्यों संदीप वहाँ क्यों नहीं आएगा यार? He's so confidently. संदीप कहाँ बैठेगा फिर? यहाँ पे? अरे ले यार. Okay. Good evening. Are we all here? Okay. Great. Welcome to the Indian Networker session 17. Okay. So, how many of you here for the first time? Guests excluded. Yeah. Okay. So you pretty much know what the drill is all about. We have Sam, who's Mr. Networking, who is going to try and bring out the best out of our guests. And I'm trying to just be nice, so that you don't get scared, Yeah. I hope you didn't take a peek at the questions, They were lying right here, and you missed it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. And so that's what we do. But before we start, let me just tell you a little bit about what the Indian Networker is all about. You see, the whole concept is everyone meets everyone. Everyone does, tries to take advantage of the people you know and the contacts. But what generally happens is, till you don't really get to know anyone really well, you probably would not trust that person, with something either very personal or something which is, from your business perspective. So Sam turned around and had this idea that why don't we get people from different groups, get them together in one place, so you don't have to be, I'm with this group and I'm not with that group and I'm with, some other group and things like that. But you turn around and bring people from a diverse spectrum of groups, put them together, get them to know each other. So it's not just a very large session where everyone is, okay, how many business cards did I collect today? So that's not the objective. So the idea is, forget the business card, get to know the people. So if it's a smaller group, you spend more time, and that's the reason why when we have the session, we start the session with enough of time to meet people and to get to know them better, so that then we can take it to the next level. So that's what Sam is all about. And we have a small video clip which we will play to introduce Sam. Can we just have the clip on? Yeah, thanks. I can be heard. That sounds better than saying I'm louder. Okay, so that's what is a brief introduction about Sam, and we also have an introduction about our first guest, who's Vinta. Okay, and that's okay. My call. Hello. Now it works. Now it works. So, yeah. Hello. Okay. Okay. So, Vinta, we have prepared a small video with whatever information that was publicly available. Okay. So that's a disclaimer, and probably better. So we'll just play that clip for you.
He's made way for you. So just a short journey about you. Where did you start? And we saw all those photographs of black and white photographs also, which Sandeep managed to troll, and so how much of stuff is there in the public domain over there. So all that comes out there. So tell us something about how did you start your education, and then how did you get into films and your journey a bit.
It's not a short journey, but I'll try and make it as short as possible.
Absolutely.
Because I'm pretty old now. But well, I started working, not working. I grew up in small town India because my father was working for the Life Insurance Corporation of India, and we used to get posted every 2 or 3 years to different places. So I was born in Jammu, I grew up in Amritsar, I grew up in Jalandhar, I grew up in Chandigarh, I grew up in Ajmer, I grew up in Indore as well as Kota in Rajasthan. So these were the cities where I schooled. And because my dad was in the Life Insurance Corporation, he was always in those areas where there were villages. I don't think cinema and theatre was such a huge, I think, business at that time. Theatres, most of those places where I grew up in, theatres came in at a time when I was like probably in my high school and college.
Okay.
So, but LIC used to have this very interesting mobile video vans. No, there were no videos also. Mobile film vans.
Okay.
And they used to go to these villages and show feature films.
Okay.
Things like Anand, and all my Hindi cinema I have consumed along with my father and my siblings, sitting with villagers and watching those films in which they used to intercut LIC ads.
Okay.
That was their promotional sort of thing.
Okay.
So that was very exciting to me and very interesting, and I grew up doing that. And some of the best Indian cinemas, that's how I consumed, and I was always very clear that I wanted to be in drama, theatre, cinema, sort of stuff. So it was obvious once I graduated, the next destination was Bombay.
Okay.
And Bombay was where
Mumbai.
You'll have to bleep it out. It's live. It's gone.
It's gone. Oh God.
Total defiance.
We're in problems.
So
Okay.
Okay. So at that time that I'm talking about, it was called Bombay.
Okay.
And if I come to the present, I'll say Mumbai. I'll remember.
Okay.
So yeah. So I came to Bombay because it was the destination for anything that you wanted to do with arts. Also, the other big help was that my mother belonged to Bombay, so I had a substantial family here. And I started working in theatre with Nadira Babbar.
Okay.
And worked with her for quite a few years in her group Ekjut. So I acted, I did backstage, I did costumes, I did sets, I did, the usual thing at Prithvi Theatre.
Which year was this?
This was in 84, 85 and 86.
Okay.
Okay. So this was soon after I graduated and I came here. And that's what gave me really the move into meeting with people who belong to the entertainment industry. It was a small world, unlike what it is today. It's like huge, our industry.
Absolutely.
But it was just a small community family which like congregated every day at Prithvi Theatre. And Prithvi Theatre was where there was that local phone, and everybody had given all their families all over India that phone number. So we used to come and collect our messages there because there were no mobile phones, there's nothing like that. And I met Mr. Shekhar Kapoor through that group.
Okay, okay.
I worked with him, assisted him for a couple of, almost around 6 or 7 ad films that he made. And then got an assistant's job in the serial Ye Jo Hai Zindagi, which was at its tail end.
Okay.
And from there moved on to assisting in many other serials. And subsequently started also producing short documentaries. That was for UNICEF, because I happened to meet somebody in UNICEF on one of my trips to Delhi.
Okay.
And because they knew I was working in Ye Jo Hai Zindagi, and I had contact with actors like Rakesh Bedi and Shafi Namdar and various other people. And many of my theatre group people were suddenly stars, because there was Alok Nath in Bunyad, and there was Girja Shankar, and all the theatre people had found work, and all of them were mega stars. TV was like, you know, the stepping stone. I mean, that's how people became stars in that time. So they said, would you do these 1-minute spots on immunization and family planning and birth spacing? So I said, yeah, and I got all these guys to give these 1-minute messages. And they used to come, I don't know how many of you were born at that time, but on Doordarshan at 9 p.m., just before the news started, for that 1 minute, there used to be that one spot, and which used to immediately gather millions and millions of viewers. And the government's Ministry of Health and UNICEF's program at that point got so much traction, because these guys were stars and they were giving messages, and the immunization program picked up. And that really got me into the thick of always, you know, doing whatever I was doing commercially to kind of also have a social output of it.
Correct, correct.
And by then I think it was 88, 89, 90, and CTV was coming in. And I was very charged about women's empowerment issues. And while I was making documentaries for various, I had made films on sanitation and films on various other issues, you know, urban development and stuff like that. So at the same time, ZTV came up, and I happened to walk in to the channel, which was actually an empty hall. At the end of that hall, there was one table and chair. At Worli in the ZTV office, where Karuna Samtani, who was later the programming head, she was sitting, and I went and gave her a story in 2 pages, which was actually my own story, because I was living in Bombay with 3 other girlfriends of mine, and we were sharing an apartment. And I just kind of put together incidents of the kind of things we were going through on a daily basis, and I wrote that down in 2 pages into a sort of a storyline, and went and gave it to her, and she loved it. And the next thing was that she said, can you produce a program for me? And that's really how I became a producer, and I made Tara.
That's one
Tara
of the
became
only Hindi serial which I used to see.
Thank you.
But now I've become a serial killer. I've got to confess, I've become a serial killer.
That's awesome.
Every time I see my wife watching a serial, I feel like killing it over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Tara was really like, yeah, it took over my life. It went on for 5 years. It was very, very popular. Something which I found out after it was over, because while it was going on, I was just so overwhelmed with, you know, the making and the producing, and it was new to me. I was young. I was in my early 20s, and I was like mid-20s, and I was like all, you know, charged with everything. Tara was the beginning of a very long story, because that led to another show called Shatranj and Ummeed, V3 Plus, which was a comedy. Then I made I think satellite television's first daily soap opera called Rahat. Then Rahe, Agni Chakra. So before I knew it, it was 2006, and I had made 16 serials, long-running shows. And it was like where I came to like a screeching halt, and I said, hello, I need to do something more than this, and other than this, not more than this. So that's really the story of my television career.
Okay.
And but never did at any of those along that period of time from 91, I think, where Tara started, in 2006, where the last show that I made, Millie, 2007 ended. I was never out of touch with ground reality. I was always making documentary films, and I used to actually go with my own camera and, you know, to these small towns, cities, villages, and actually talk to my audiences.
Okay.
And I used to bring that video material back and show it to my teams. And I used to say, like, you know, we may say Tara is the biggest show on earth or whatever in India, but don't go by the ratings, go by what people feel. And that was really the driving factor of the storytelling of Tara.
Okay. And then after it, you did a lot of documentaries and
along the way,
Along
I
the
did
way,
a lot of documentaries.
so
Yeah.
this was till which year?
Documentaries goes on even now.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
it's something I just have a.
But you got totally out of the serial business.
It's hard to get out of a serial business unless you become a serial killer like you. But yeah, I think at that point in time after I had completed Millie, there was a huge disconnect I felt as a television professional with the audience. I felt it as a writer, I felt it as a producer, as a director. And I was very disturbed with it because I knew with my documentary filmmaking that something was not right. And there was one particular incident that happened when I was making a documentary film and I was talking to some frontline workers who work on the villages front lines with women, and they're providing health services and they're providing empowerment, cultures to them. They're trying to give them that kind of information. That one of the frontline workers told me, she said, आप लोग तो इधर आते हो और बोलते हो कि women should be empowered, they should not be abused and they should get health care. And then रात मैं इन लोगों को ये सब बोलती हूँ, लेकिन रात को ये लोग जब टीवी देखते हैं अगले दिन मुझे बोलते हैं आप बकवास कर रहे हैं. So that was like really the turning point in my life, because I said no. There's something that one needs to do here. And as a script writer, and after having done like more than 2,000 to 3,000 hours of storytelling on television, I think I need to be the bridge between the audience and my community. So I started with talking to the Producers Guild, the Film Directors Association. I got involved with our associations here. I was on the governing council of the Film Producers Guild for a while. I was on the Film Directors Association governing council for a while. I wanted to understand like what are those landscapes really like, and why is it that we have such a, when actually our real consumer is our audience, and the consumer is the largest stakeholder of every business. If he stops buying into you, there's nothing left.
Absolutely.
So the real investor of your business is your audience, who's buying a ticket, who's buying a television set, who's, buying against his time to invest in our work. So once I understood that whole thing, and plus because I was associated with, a lot of NGOs, I was now networked with over 3,000 NGOs all over India, and I was constantly in dialogue with them and traveling and seeing people. I thought it's really the inaccuracy of information that makes people disconnect from TV, because we are myth making, which we should not be. We should be telling stories, not making myths.
Absolutely.
We have ample mythology in our business, in our country, and that should be treated as mythology and not our history. And that's where all these thoughts were coming to me, and I was still wondering what is it that we can do as an enterprise that will start driving what I'm thinking into a sort of a structured way towards, realization. And like they say, the universe kind of conspires with you when you are thinking of something. I happened to come across, through the Producers Guild of India, there were some people from Los Angeles who wanted to come and hold a panel discussion in India, in Bombay. And the invite came through the Producers Guild. They invited me to speak on their panel. And when I met them, they happened to be Hollywood Health and Society.
Wow.
And Hollywood Health and Society is a program at the University of Southern California. And that has operated for the last 15 years in the business of entertainment in Hollywood.
Okay.
And consulted on shows like Homeland, Private Practice, House, Grey's Anatomy, 90210, Desperate Housewives. And the script writers just call into them, Skype into them, talk to them, and they make sure that they bring experts on the table to discuss with script writers, that which ensures that the writers, what they're writing, especially to do with anything that's medical, legal, social, sustainable development, climate change, is accurate. And they had affected over 500 storylines by the time I met them.
Wow.
And I said, oh my God, this is a model, and this is what we need to do in India. And So they said, yeah, I mean, that's a great idea and we'd love to help you do that, but we need to shop for funds. And I think a good idea moved on. They helped and we got funded from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So 2 years ago, after like good 4-5 year struggle, I managed to get the funds. I set up the Asian Center for Entertainment Education. We have worked with over 125 storylines already. We are consulting on a couple of television dramas. One is a medical drama which is soon to come on air on Life OK. Another one which was running on this channel called Sony Pal. And along with that, when we consult on these shows, like all I do is like, talk to guys, like someone's writing something on digital stuff. I'll come to you and say, Sampath, please meet my script writers and brief them. If they're writing on something on medical stuff, I'll say, go to doctors and request them. And it's not funny because the amount of people have volunteered help. There are doctors who now call us and say that if you need anything, we'll do it. Call us. Because we love to see ourselves accurately portrayed on screen. So that's the kind of stuff. So it's very, very exciting right now. We also carry out longitudinal studies. So when we do consult on a story and there is specifically something that information on, like the other day somebody needed information on birth spacing and we told them about it. And we realized that, okay, this could impact viewers. So we do have a baseline survey in place in 5 cities in UP of viewers of television. So we do kind of dipstick there and check out how this information impacted them to gain knowledge, awareness, or to take action in their lives. And we've had some absolutely phenomenal results on that.
Fantastic. It's really awesome. I mean, the kind of work which he's been doing, especially for the NGO and all, is I never knew about that.
Okay.
Of course, I read the biodata over it today. Yeah. There's been a lot of sea of change. Like I said, when I'd seen Tara and all, maybe those were my formative years. And I saw all this stuff. And I see the kind of, I would say, crap going on right now in the serials. Where, it's like total rubbish. And my wife has gone outside, good, okay. So, it's like, the kind of affairs and this going on. And the people who see are the seniors. Senior people who are there, and households are affected in that. I think with the coming of Ekta Kapoor, she's made it like a commodity over there. I think if I'm right over there, and there's been a total change of I don't know what you call it over there. The cleanliness has gone out of it. The good clean fun, or maybe the audience likes that kind of stuff, masala and all that stuff. So maybe that's
in the
what
sense, see, I wouldn't really critique my business because at the end of the day, it's a business. And the last, I think I understand it more than critique it, because I know for the last 10 to 12 years, it has grown, like 15 years, it's grown from 1 channel to 800 channels. So I think the focus was more in distribution and, reaching out to the masses, and the kind of penetration it has today is like because people really focused on that. So there was a lot of struggle, creative struggle that went on to kind of, harness the monster. Invariably, it was like, the minute you got a finger on the pulse, it changed. And this kept happening every 6 months. And for that, unlike others, I must praise Ekta Kapoor, because she really had her, finger on the pulse, and she has reigned those years where otherwise I think the industry of creativity would have collapsed. So good, bad or ugly, yes, there was a lot of bad, there was a lot of ugly, but it made the business grow to the levels that it has. Today, the number of theatres, today we are releasing 6,000, PK released 6,000 prints all over India. I mean, I'm talking about a time when I was traveling with my father and to villages with his life insurance corporation bus, where we were watching films because there were no theatres. And that is the reach of the media. And I think now is where consolidation really is an important factor. And to say another good word for Ekta Kapoor, I would say that she's reinvented herself at every step. From Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi to whatever she's doing today, there's a huge difference. And she's obviously, kind of traversed it brilliantly. And her Balaji Telefilms is one of the biggest companies, and it kind of is doing very well.
Fantastic. So the third eye, which is your current company, so that's doing all this work of this production and all that particular thing over there. Okay, that helps answer my other question.
Yeah.
So how many of you have seen White Noise? Has anybody seen White? Okay, one. Yeah, my wife saw it with me. So tell us
Thank you.
something. I haven't seen PK, neither I've seen
Yeah.
Three Idiots. Okay, so I like
Yeah.
to see this offbeat movies, like a movie like Haider or something like that. So I saw White Noise and I found it to be a very good movie. I never knew it was
Thank you.
made by you over
Okay.
there. So that's fine. So tell us something about White Noise.
Yeah.
Was
White
it based
Noise-
on a true story? Because I have a feeling it's थोड़ा true story उसके अंदर.
नहीं उसमें अभी मैंने अभी तक जितना भी काम किया I've always kind of I think drawn from the well of my own life. There has to be a connect, otherwise you can't really creatively do things. So yes, there is a little truth to it, but I would leave it at 40% of
Okay.
truth and 60% of really fictionalizing it to dramatize it and make it interesting, which is why you liked it. So much truth you wouldn't have been able to handle. Yeah. So yeah, White Noise was, I think, at a juncture as we keep changing, as we grow older. I had, I think, it was a phase in which I was very angry with this business. And I think White Noise was really the result of that. It was a result of that angst and that really, big emotion inside me, that the frustration and helplessness of knowing that something is wrong and not being able to do anything about it. And being a creative producer, and I was not a producer, various directory editorials of various media houses. We didn't have the computers and internet at that time. So I went places, went to the libraries looking for material, and it was really not telling enough. So at one point, me and 3 of my girlfriends, I mean, we were all a gang of girlfriends. One of my girlfriends actually, who's no more, she said, listen, you're driving yourself nuts trying to get a handle on your subject. Why don't you just get into your car and let's drive? So I said, where will we go? So let's just go. So we picked up our camera, we picked up our sound. I used to have my own camera and my own sound, and with 4 of us got into my Safari. I had a Tata Safari. No, it was a Sumo at that time. And we just drove out of the city. We came back 17 days later after having traversed 7,500 kilometers all over India. So we went from Bombay, we went to Gwalior, we went to Kanpur, we went to Lucknow, we went to... It was just one story leading us to the next, to the next. And we were in Varanasi. From Varanasi, that story led us to Agra. From Agra, it led us to Chandigarh. From Chandigarh, we came back to Jaipur. By the end of it, I had about 120 hours of material on tape. And I had spoken to women from all walks of life, all classes, all religious divides, all class divides, all caste divides, economic divides. And the stories books it very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love Kaustri.
Okay.
Yeah.
And whom do you admire?
Whom do I admire? Living or non-living?
Yes, this is first
Living.
time somebody asked me living, non-living over there. So, okay, living and non-living. I'll rephrase that over there.
Okay, I don't have too many like heroes as such, but I do admire my own father, who's not living anymore. He really showed us this country the way we should have seen it, and I'm a result of that. And in the living lot, I think Mahesh Bhatt, who is really like a sort of a mentor to me.
Okay.
And I have worked a lot with him, and he keeps on inspiring not just me, but a lot of us, constantly to stay above the curve and stay ahead of the curve, and he's constantly giving us that push.
But he's a very scary guy because
Why?
Yeah, we used to maintain my boys are there. We used to maintain his computers, so he'll call me. This is Mahesh Bhatt.
Yeah, he barks.
Okay,
He doesn't talk, he barks.
And there'll be there'll be no number coming over there. So we were HP dealers, and there was some problem with his machine. And I told HP, he says, do anything, give a new computer, don't tell him to call us over here.
Yeah.
He's made some printers now, he's made our life hell over here. No? It's okay. And he uses very nice expletives and all in a very nice way over there.
Yes.
And so
Yeah, he's a very fascinating person,
Yeah,
but he's very real.
Yeah, he's very real. Yeah.
Very real, and what really grabs me about anybody, including Salim, who's my closest friend, and the friends like you, is that we are all real people, and you don't get caught up with the marketing around us
Yeah,
and become these
absolutely.
fake
Absolutely.
weirdos. So that's lovely. Yeah.
Absolutely. So how do you rewind and relax?
How do I rewind and relax? You'll kill me, right? If I was to tell him about Farmville and Cityville,
Oh
you would
God.
never imagine. You know, you won't believe, but Cityville is my ultimate nirvana. It's like when I want to get away from everything, it's like dive into my city and build more airports or do whatever else it takes. And collect rent and feel rich. All the
I used to do that for some time, but then I
Yeah.
gave it up.
So that's
So-
it.
So do you think social media is useful for your personal brand? And what is your favorite platform, Twitter or Facebook?
Yeah. Social media is like a must. I think I personally must confess that those years post Millie till Asian Center for Entertainment Education and the Third Eye program happened, I stayed alive because of it.
Okay.
And I almost felt like mere liye hi bana ye sab, you know. It was like because suddenly I was not making television. Being out of the news was a very painful reality that I had to deal with, but it was a choice I had made, so I had to live with it. And suddenly there was Facebook because my nephew one day comes in 2007 and he says, "Have you tried Facebook?" I said, "What is Facebook?" And he made this account for me. And that night itself I was hooked. And I said, "Oh my God, I have my own media." So Twitter came later, everything else came later, and I love all those platforms. But Facebook remains my all favorite because it's like your first baby. My first page where I can say what I want,
you want.
do what I want, that sort of stuff.
Fantastic. Something about your family.
Where do I start? Okay, I have 2 elder sisters. I have a younger brother. And I have a mother who's 82.
Wow.
And she still works. She was, and I really love talking about her because she's really an inspiration and a powerful woman. She lost her husband when she was 50. She was a housewife who had never worked. She went out and became a life insurance agent for the first time in her life after his death. And at 82, she still refuses to take my car and drive her and go anywhere. She takes an AC bus from Andheri. She goes to Nariman Point. She works. She comes back twice a week.
My God.
She is the highest earning member of our family. And she's really, and the other day she was given the award as a trophy for, like, she got such a huge trophy as being the most, most successful agent of Life Insurance Corporation, Bombay.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's my mother.
Hats off. Hats off.
Yeah, and she's very interesting as well. Then I have a sister who's a teacher. She's she's a head of the primary section at the Singapore International School.
Okay.
She has 2 children and she has a husband, and we all live in the same building but in different apartments. And we are a very close-knit family. Then my sister who lives in New York right now, she's in Bombay. She's doing her PhD in media studies.
Okay.
And then my brother who's younger to us, but he's a professor at the University of Miami. He's the head of the School of Economics in the University of Miami. So that's what, and he's married. He has a American wife. He has an American kid. And then I have Salim, who's my second family, and his entire family, 4 sisters and whoever, and their children and their husbands and everything are all my family.
Fantastic.
So we are like one huge, massive family.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Acting schools. A lot of acting schools have sprung up.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
I would trust Anupam Kher's acting school. Other than that, I think my trust is totally in National School of Drama.
Okay.
Any of the others, I think if people have come out of it and made it, it's their own talent and not the acting school.
Okay. Because a lot of them
Yeah.
are mushrooming.
They're all over the place. But
Yes,
then
okay.
that goes to show the fact that how much actors are in demand and how much the industry is growing. So it's become like a huge employment reality.
Fantastic. Okay, now we come to my quick gun Sam witty answers.
Acha.
One word and then you're going to tell me something.
Oh, God.
Money.
I don't care about it.
Okay. AIB.
I loved it. Yeah.
Everybody knows what's AIB, no?
All India Bhakchod. Yeah.
They're in the news Rahul Gandhi.
I think he's misplaced critique on him. I like him.
She lost. Same-sex marriages.
Nothing wrong with that. It's personal choice.
Personal
Yeah.
question. Okay. I told you it's going to be easy questions.
Yeah.
Okay. So finally, what are you looking forward to next?
Next is my event on 5th of March where you're going to help me with social media. And he's going to help me with whatever else. No, more serious note, my next thing is really about making our services grow. It's an ancillary service. And from 125 stories that we have done consulted on in the last 1.5 years, I hope that in this year, in 2015, we are able to go up to at least 500 storylines. And we have enough inquiries happening, so hopefully we'll be able to achieve that.
Advice to the audience out there. So you've been an entrepreneur for how
All
many
my
years?
life.
All your life. Okay.
Yeah.
So advice, there are a lot of young entrepreneurs over here.
Well, never give up is my first advice. And yeah, don't let anybody dare tell you that you can't do it. If you can dream it, you can do it. Yeah.
Fantastic, Vinita. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
you
me.
here. And it's for you.
Oh, thank you.
So the
Yeah.
my son spaces out sometimes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Nice having you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
It's my pleasant task to induct 3 more members who have joined the Indian Networker. Let's give them a big hand. We have first Sanjeev Kotlana. That's why I didn't give you a badge. Done? Yeah. Thank you so much. Welcome. We next have the spa man. Now he doesn't own a spa. Please. He doesn't own the spa, but he's got a lot of products will make you feel at home with the spa. Can I have Sanjeev Mehta here? No, it's okay. He came all the way from Goa for this. That's for you, Sanjeev. And I think you have to look that side, and then this side, and that's a Twitter, and that's a Facebook, and all over there. Thank you.
Live stream.
Live stream is live. That's a live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome. And we have Hema. Hema already has a badge. She just joined us yesterday, so I couldn't get the new badge made. So we'll do a ceremonial badge, you know. Yeah, come. Hema loves her bag so much, that's why she's falling with her.
Yes. There's a lot of things in there, there's secrets.
So, Hema, welcome. So I can't do that over there. So, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the Indian Networker family. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's on.
Sir. It's cool. No? I see just like my wife also the same. Nanda. It's okay.
Hello. The mic.
Mic doesn't work.
Yeah.
The mic and you have something.
There is a connection. You have to come to Fazana to understand the mic. Loud.
Okay. Our next guest is.
It's on. Just press that button once, yeah.
It's getting cooler.
While it's warming up.
Fantastic. So we are live. It's all going out uncensored. So we have to be careful.
Yeah.
So good evening, Vinta. Welcome to the 17th episode of The Indian Networker.
Thank you for having me here.
So just a short journey about you. Where did you start? And we saw all those photographs of, black and white photographs also with Sandeep managed to troll and, so you know how much of stuff is there in the public domain over there.
Right.
So all that comes out there. Much feedback,
This is the arrival.
the arrival, no? Subhash, welcome to the Indian Networker and our show Jam with Sam. It's so nice having. Do you know you're one of the first district governors to be on this show?
Thank you so much.
None-
I think it's a privilege.
It's a privilege, no?
Yes.
So I managed to get him now because after July 1st he's going to be very busy and you'll not be able to catch him also.
Well, I think the life has to be like that. You have to get busier.
Okay, how many Rotarians here?
Quite a few. I know many of them.
So just wanted to, and whoever are not there, we'll take their names and send them invites for the next meeting. So we all know you as the district governor-elect 15-16. We want to know more about you as the person. So that's what the interview is going to be about, and then we'll go to the district governor stuff over there. Tell us something about your journey as an entrepreneur, your education, how many business have you been, when did you start? So if I can just have a brief about that.
Well, I think I began my journey in a village in Konkan.
Oh, wow.
That's where I was born, actually, in a teacher's family. Most of my family members have been teachers and social workers, and came to Mumbai as a part of, you can say, your progressional education, I would say. I graduated in Mumbai, did my second degree in law also in Mumbai, did a diploma in advertising and journalism.
Oh,
Worked here for a couple of years in Mumbai, then traveled to the Middle East.
okay.
I
Which year was that when you traveled?
This was the early 80s, in fact.
Early 80s, okay.
It was quite some time ago, where I worked for about 11 years. And I worked for an ad agency called McCann Erickson for a while,
Okay.
as an account supervisor. Shifted to a newspaper called Arab News, where I worked as a features editor for about 6 years. Returned back. In the meantime, got married with Swati. She's here with me. Came back with a little kid, and then, of course, after that, we have been into publishing and related activities, allied activities. You see, book publishing has been our principal activity. We have been publishers to a number of corporates for their in-house stuff. Also, we have our own series of publications which have been like information publications on various industries, and we have been working with several government organizations, ministries, and other corporations as well. And we do get involved into, I would say, publishing work for a number of, the authors and poets who come to us to help them out.
Okay.
So that has been our, I would say, business activity as such. And then, of course, I mean, of late I have been a part of Rotary, as you know. I mean, I will speak about it later on.
So these are magazines. You also into publishing magazines? Some
Well,
particular
these are not
magazines?
exactly magazines, I would say. They are between magazines and directories.
Okay.
You see, for example, we have an association with Ministry of Tourism in Delhi and with the several state tourism departments to publish kind of tourism information publications on various spots in India, and which we have been doing for quite some time. And you showed some of them out here. And then we have publications on healthcare and education and, you know, very, very niche kind of stuff.
Okay.
We have met some poets and authors by helping them and launch their own publications, whatever they wrote as a part of nostalgia, you know, all along the way through their lives, we help them to become authors, and they are being distributed all over India through a chain of nearly 4,000 plus bookshops across,
okay.
you know, I mean, that's...
Fantastic. So about the publishing industry is going through a lot of change. There are a lot of things happening over there. A lot of things happen like e-books and online and that. So are you making the transition to something like that on online or e-books or something, or are you riding with that, or is it going to affect your business? What is the kind of thing you see in the near future, about 4 to 5 years?
Well, it's a mixture. I feel it's a blend of both things. You see, while we can see that we have to adjust with the change which is happening, that, you know, everything in terms of e-reference which is coming up, we have to really, I mean, we are doing it. There is no doubt about it. But at the same time, there is, I feel that the human habit of really, I would say, using something or doing something in a particular way. I mean, as we know that if we read Times of India, we would want to read it in a particular way. And that, in spite of any, now if you have a 500-page book, even if you have an e-book copy available, but at the end you would always want to have a copy, look at it, feel it, and then go through the pages. That habit is very difficult to change, and that's where I feel that the future of this industry is not in danger. Yes, I mean, it will have to adjust to the kind of times as they are changing, but I think there is no fear about it.
About that, fantastic. Tell me, how do you relax during your during your spare time, besides using the mobile?
Well, I personally don't use mobile that much.
Okay.
So I would say, you know, it's, I would probably be one of the least savvy persons
Okay.
using the gadget to its fullest potential.
Okay.
I mean, beyond attending to a telephone call, maybe an occasional SMS or WhatsApp, etc. But I mean, the way kids they handle, I mean, certainly I'm not. So I don't think I spend that much time on mobile. As of now, I don't really get too much of time to as a spare time. But I mean, the time is filled with some very, very pleasant activities, very challenging activities. But yes, otherwise I used to be a keen sport lover. I mean, I played squash for about quite some time. I played badminton. I have been playing tennis. I have walked into the mountains of all around Mumbai, miles and miles and miles. You know, I have been practicing yoga for almost more than 20 years. That has been the use of my spare time. In fact, I used to love to read. I mean, my wife, she loves reading more, but I get little time to read today, nowadays.
Fantastic. Okay, so we come to the quick gun Sam. Mumbai.
Well, the best place to live in India.
I said, mind you, I said Mumbai, now. So I don't want to be this thing. Narendra Modi.
Well, I'm one of his greatest admirers, I would say. I really look for some change with him in the saddle.
Fantastic. Family?
Well, my wife is here, Swati. I have 2 children. My son who's...
No, family, what does family mean to you?
Oh, family, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Family is my most valued asset.
Okay. Fame?
Why not?
Okay, so now we come to the meaty stuff. You know, we had AD after Christ and BC before Christ. So we have now DG and before DG and after DG. So there's going to be a lot of change happening in your life from 1st of July over there. So how did you decide to become a DG? Most Rotarians in like our club don't even want to become a president. What convinced you to become the district governor? I mean, how did you become a Rotarian first of all? You can share that story, and then district governor.
Well, I became Rotarian in 2000, year 2000, exactly 15 years back. One of my friends who stayed in Villeparle was a Rotarian, and he was part of Rotary Club in Villeparle. And looking at me and knowing me for a while, he always felt that I should be a part of this kind of an outfit like Rotary, where people came in for relationships, and then of course trying to help others was the whole objective. And somehow I always was reluctant to, with an idea of a weekly meeting and so and so, and I said, I wonder how you can do it. But somehow he pushed me in the 4th year of his very pursuant campaign, I would say, and then I became Rotarian. Couple of years I was kind of, I was just trying to get to know people within Rotary, but then suddenly I was pushed into the presidency. When one of the president nominees which we had in our club, he had certain health issues at the last minute, and then I was pushed in, and that I think changed the entire scenario, because that's where I was brought in the middle of the things. And then I started knowing everyone, relationships started blooming everywhere. My presidential year was quite successful for the club also, and then there was, I think, no looking back. And funnily in Rotary, I would say, not many people come forward to become presidents, but there are many people who wish to become governors. I mean, it's good. I think it's a good sign for an organization. I mean, I don't. Of course, you can't decide to become a DG in Rotary, because I think. But at the same time, I mean, yes, I mean, you are probably destined to many a times, even though you may be capable and you may be kind of aspiring. But yes, that's how I became, and I'm here. And of course, life is going to be busier even after governorship, because Rotary, I feel, is a kind of a parallel career and a little bit of opportunity to not only make new friends within and across the borders, but really changing your life as a whole. I mean, my perspective about everything has changed after joining Rotary.
Fantastic. How did you feel? All the governors have to go to the International Assembly every year once they become the governor. How did it feel at the Indian Assembly and International Assembly? And what is the response from the other world countries? Ki India, after Narendra Modi has taken over, what is the kind of response which people do? They look up to us? Did they see something beyond snake charmers and all that stuff and all? What is the kind of response you got over there?
Well, as a governor from India, I was quite, I would say, a privileged person to be there. Basically because in India is one of the few countries where Rotary is growing. The membership is growing, there are good projects happening, and not many countries, even in the West, Europe and United States, that good projects are happening, or even the membership is not growing. So India, the governors from India, and particularly from Mumbai, are, I looked with a certain degree of respect. I would say India as a whole, Mumbai is one of the cities which is admired quite a bit, because that's what they feel. I mean, whoever I talk with is that is the city with everything, where everything happens in India. I mean, where you can expect the systems to work. Even though by and large the observation about that, the systems don't work in India. People are good, people are quite, I would say, qualified and capable, but to move a system in India is quite difficult compared to anywhere in the West. That observation, and of course with somebody like Narendra Modi who's expected to be I would say, you can say, taking quick calls and moving systems and pushing systems ahead, trying to cut down on the red tape in the system. Well, people are expecting that there's some change will be coming in the Indian, the way things happen in India.
Okay. Coming back again, do you think that being a district governor is a full-time job? I've heard a lot of district governors saying, I've got to give up my business and all, I have to become the district. I heard this before I became a president also, but luckily I didn't have to give up. My business went on over there. But district governor being, he's the last district governor who's going to be there in charge of District 3140. District 3140 is Mumbai, Thana, Badlapur, and Kalyan and all those places.
Up to the Western line.
So he has got to go and visit all these 160, how many clubs?
About 150 plus clubs.
150 plus clubs he has to go. So a couple of years back there was a decision to split the district. So Mumbai is going to become one part and there's going to be Thana is going to be the other part. So he's I'm part of his team, the first district governor who's going to have in charge of 2 districts. The next person is going to have only half the district over there. So what is the change which you think which can happen over there? Is it going to be easier for the next district governor? Are you going to have a tougher job, or he's going to have an easier job? What do you think about that?
Well, obviously, the governors who will lead next will have an easier job, because it's half the size of the district, half the number of clubs. But I think the fun component also will become half. Because personally what I have seen is that our governors in this district have been mentally programmed to lead this entire territory.
Correct.
So traveling from Kolaba to Dahanu has been, I mean, earlier governors were traveling all across Maharashtra. You see, when Maharashtra was a whole district, and now Maharashtra was kind of redistricted into about 3 or 4 districts. Now Mumbai metro region became 1 district. So as of now, when I applied or when I filed my papers to become the governor of this district, in fact, it was very much on my mind that yes, I'm going to traverse through this entire territory and visit all those clubs and meet so many Rotarians and spend that much time. I never considered a governorship was a full-time job. For one reason, because Rotary has always, I think, believed that first is your family, second is your business or profession, and only third can be Rotary. So even if you are a district governor, never give up your office, never compromise with your the time which you'll be spending with your family, at least the quality time. So even as a district governor, I think I'll be spending at least maybe 3 or 4 hours every day in my office. And then post lunch, many of my predecessors have done that. Only post lunch they will take up Rotary assignments. But as I said, I mean, the fun will be less for the future leaders, because going to Dombivali, going to Badlapur, going to Palghar, by itself is so satisfying an experience. You will see that the people are less formal, the people are more hospitable, people are more warm. The way they will receive you, the way they will treat you is completely different than the people who are usually in cities. People are with little bit of kind of own created barricades, which need not be there, because people have to be warm wherever they are. That's what I believe.
So, Rotary District 3140 is one of the biggest contributors to the TRF. So, some of the people are wondering about, like Rotary, what exactly does it do with this money? Is the money, does it go abroad, or is the money here in India, or what happens with this money with so many people? I think last year, how much was donated last year? What is the TRF last year?
Last year was
1 million. 1 million USD. That was the amount of money donated. So if you can just...
Well, I would say, for the benefit of those who don't know about Rotary and Rotary Foundation, Rotary as an organization has got 2 pillars. One is called Rotary International, which gives a Rotary club its membership. So all our clubs are the members of Rotary International. Rotary International creates an administrative structure for the growth of the organization and has its own programs. Whereas all the large-scale humanitarian work which is done worldwide by the Rotary is done through Rotary Foundation. It's like having your own little charitable trust at the world level. That's what Rotary Foundation is all about. While Rotary was started in 1905, Foundation was formed in 1970. So Rotary International is about 110 years old, while the Rotary Foundation will complete its 100 years in a couple of years' time. Now, if it was polio eradication across the world, it was because of Rotary Foundation. The money, people from all over the world, right from Bill Gates to Rajashri Birlas to you and me, everybody who contributed, maybe $100 or $1 million, never made a difference. Whether it was all the water and sanitation work which is going on, if you just go to the villages just on the outskirts of Mumbai, you will see plenty of them. You will see Rotary villages, you will see the check dams and bore wells and so many things which are, the villagers are enjoying. There are so many educational institutions, there are so many hospitals, and you will see a lot of, I would say, good value community service being provided, and that is mainly through the support of Rotary Foundation. Next year, for example, we are doing a campaign against tuberculosis, prevention of tuberculosis, which is a new menace which seems to be taking toll in Mumbai. We are calling it TB Hatao Zindagi Badhao, and that will be with the help of organizations like Rotary Foundation. Rotary Foundation is the main supporting and charitable arm of Rotary International. So it's what we say is the heart and soul of Rotary. If we are the members of Rotary, Rotary Foundation is the heart and soul of Rotary. So anything which Rotary represents good about is Rotary Foundation. And that's where people who are not non-Rotarians also continue contributing. People like Bill Gates, who gave us $355 million for polio eradication. And when he attends many of our conventions, he said that I feel that Rotary can use this money in a much better and more effective way than even my own foundation.
Yeah.
That has been the kind of compliment we have received. Rotary Foundation has been one of the very, very highly respected and exceptional, you can say, the NGOs across the world, where there is no pilferage, and even a penny, every penny which is contributed by you and me goes to the beneficiary. There is no administration, there is nothing like that. That's about Rotary Foundation. And I mean, being a part of Rotary, I feel that it has got, as an organization, a lot to learn and a lot to enjoy, and deeper as you go in, it's more to enjoy, and it comes naturally. You don't really have to read any book or manual.
Do you think that Rotary's PR has not been up to the mark in the last couple of years? I think now this year there's a huge amount of budget given for PR, because every time I read a newspaper, even our district conference which was there, many of these newspapers do not mention, they say an NGO. They will not mention over the Rotary Club or something like that. Even I think in Mumbai Mirror, Smriti Irani, when she was going out, so they wrote over there, a Rotary Club meeting. So, we are doing such a lot of work over there, but that it will be much more easier if the PR was good. People, the things like in our club, if we get 10,000 rupees contribution, that full 10,000 rupees is given for the project. We do not take even 1 rupee out for saying, no, this admin cost is that. We all are honorary members over there. We don't even take 1 rupee out over there. So somehow this has to, the newspapers and all have to be, I think, sensitized or sanitized, because they think that they run by either bad news travels fast, or they want some money for the advertisements over there, which we are not in a thing to give. So there has to be some really major. This year there's been a lot of good PR coming out over there, but there has to be a much more thrust over there. So what do you feel which you can do in your year which is going to increase the positive PR for Rotary?
Well, yes, I feel that the public image or PR for Rotary, what we really are looking at, needs to be organized. There is no doubt. I feel that with a little bit of pride.
Companies. Kureshi?
He paid not for now.
No, not that. As
a scholar, ambassador
over there. He was sent there because of that education he got. He was able to get that job over there. And he mentioned over there, it was very clearly, I went over there on a Rotary scholarship. So that made a lot of impact. I felt so happy, reading about that particular thing over there.
Well, in fact, one of my friends, I would say, he works for, I think this is the bank of, French bank. And he became chartered accountant, and he went on this Rotary's ambassadorial scholarship somewhere to the west. And of course, I mean, we lost sort of track of him for quite a while, and then suddenly he came back to Mumbai, and then he came to know that I was nominated to be the district governor of Rotary here in Mumbai. And we met at one of the wedding functions, and he said, look, I mean, I went on Rotary's ambassadorial scholarship. I said, where? I mean, he was so much, I would say, so much happy to see that one of his friends was taking over as the district governor of an organization which sent him on a scholarship abroad. See, I mean, that's I feel is the right testimony to whatever good is happening. Because I feel that yesterday I attended one program where all these, the auto rickshawalas were felicitated for whatever honesty they displayed in their own day-to-day lives. And, the caption of the entire program was that, I am changing, Mumbai is changing. And it was organized jointly with the RTO. And one of the things which I felt at that time, that if these are the people who can display the honesty, commitment and sincerity to the place where they are staying, I think we have nothing to fear about it, because that is the character which, I mean, even the organization like Rotary, I think if we show it to us, I think we can add a lot of value to the society.
Absolutely, absolutely. So in a nutshell, supposing if many of us are trying, there's a lot of school of thought going on. Should someone be invited for Rotary, or should we just maybe tell people, come and join this Rotary club? What is your take on that?
And your presence in this organization has to achieve both these objectives. And there are many of our friends who are not Rotarians, but they are Rotarians by their attitude and character, who should be invited. They should be identified, they should be seen. And if you invite them, and if they are around, if they come in, I'm sure it's going to be a value addition to the organization, at the same time transformation of their own lives also. So why not? Yes. We should always, in fact, I tell them wherever, every Rotary Club I go, I always tell them that every year you must try and bring in at least one such person who's like as good as you to this fold, to see that for this 2 crore plus population, 20 million plus population we are only about 7,000 Rotarians. We should be probably be at least more than 25,000-30,000 of them.
Fantastic. Advice to the aspiring and growing entrepreneurs over here. This is from your company point of view.
Well, keep working hard. I mean, I know that creativity, I know the, you can say the innovations are always going to be there in whatever you are doing. But I feel that for those who can display the quality to sustain, because always we believe that sustainability of everything will finally be victorious. I think that is what I would say here.
Fantastic. Subhash, thank you so much
Well,
for
it's
being
been
here.
my pleasure. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show. Thank you.
To you.
Yeah, that's a lovely one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Subhash.
That's a cute.
So now everybody, that can also be used for a money plant. One more use for that is money plant. So go over there. So now we have the quick introductions of everyone. So I want everyone to come here. You'll be live stream online. So mind your, be politically correct over here and say that. And we'll have mic. That's a better way of testing, na? Hello, check. Hello? Yeah. Ramu, you can start.
Good evening. I'm Ramu Vedraman. I specialize on IPR, which is trademarks, patents, copyrights, design, and geography indication. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Farzana Suri. I'm the founder of Farzana Suri Victory Coach. I help, I coach you to overcome your challenges through numerology. I let numbers show you the path to your destiny. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ariya, and we are manufacturers of flexible packaging solutions. We provide packaging materials to customers like Al-Kabir, Chitle Bandhu, Zante, and all of that. Apart from that, I am a Rotarian too, and I'm also a part of a group called as Garbage Busters, and we are doing our bit to keep the city clean. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sandeep, and you've already heard too much from me already. So, yeah, we build video technology that allows you to do live streaming, education, online long distance education, and also broadcast television. So all of this is being live streamed with the technology that we built. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Salim Asgharli. I'm a fashion designer. My work is about making lovely clothes and everything else that makes all of you look glamorous and beautiful. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sanjeev Mehta, the spa man, as he said, as he called me. No, not the spa man, but Spa Ceylon is the name of the company I head in India. It's basically a Sri Lankan brand which has been around in Sri Lanka for about 5 years only, and has also recently gone global. So there are Spa Ceylon stores in Singapore, in Seoul, in Tokyo, Kuala Lumpur, Istanbul. And we've opened our second store in India. The third one opens in Goa on Monday. And well, we have big ambitions for India. So hopefully in a couple of years, we'll have maybe 50 stores, inshallah. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Swati Kulkarni. I'm a commercial artist by profession. I take care of his office when he's not there in the office. And I have my own clients to serve it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sureshwar. I'm a physiotherapist. Basically, I have my private practice going on. And recent times, I've just started, me and Mohan, we've started something in corporate fitness, basically to help the corporate people get more fitter and getting their outcomes much better. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hemang Jangla. My company's name is Hemore Insurance Broker. We are IRDA licensed broker and risk consultant, and we work across the country. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Suman Kher, and I'm not related to Anupam Kher, but that will probably help you get the spelling right for my new training blog. I train corporates in soft skills and communication skills. I'm also an avid blogger and passionate about writing and communication. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Neha Lunari. I'm a clinical psychologist, a trainer, and I'm learning acting recently, and I'm a reformed shopaholic. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Mohan Savalkar, and I'm a fitness and wellness consultant, and my company is called Able and Will Wellness. We try and we specialize in occupational fitness with corporates. Like we're trying to keep your employers happy and keep the employees on their seat, so that you can do better on your.
Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Hima Aushat, and the name of my company is Argosy MPO. I'm a luxury brand consultant, and I help your brand communicate with your right target audience. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Rajesh Khurana. We represent Anglo Info, which is world's largest information portal for expat community in India. It's basically a city media portal which is widely used by expat community. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sanjeev Kotnala. I run my marketing and brand advisory in an unconsult mode, which says that I can be consultant once for anything. I must be able to teach your team that so that I'm not required for the same thing again. That's the philosophy with which I work. Otherwise, I also do on liberating and ideation workshops simultaneously. Thank
you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Manish. I'm co-founder and president for Quest for Life Global. That's a company which is integrating technologies to various industries today. So we've already completed entertainment. We have gone into events, and now the latest is education, training, and coaching. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Anjali Dalvi. I'm a CSR consultant. The government of India is for the first time qualifying only 200 CSR consultants all over the country, and I will happen to be one of them. And I also happen to be a chartered accountant.
Where are you, Everybody, this is Roshan, and I'm sure that everybody do enjoy music. If you do, please put your hands up. I train you to play music on a DJ console. Thank you.
Hello, friends. Hello. This is Anand Duri. I run a company called Anand Finance Strategic Advisors Private Limited. We are a financial service organization. We advise companies and corporates in raising capital and advising on the fundraising strategies. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Russell Baptista from Dance Once. It's a dance company. We train and we entertain. So we have 5 centers in Bombay wherein everybody dances along with us, small kids to the elder kids like you guys. At the same time, we do corporate shows, Sangeets. Dance Once, dance for all for dance. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jasmine Pereira from Image Empire. I run the training company which specializes in communication, etiquette training, and a lot of trainings for corporates to basically understand what the organization objective is, but also to be happy within themselves. Jasmine Pereira, Image Empire. Thank you.
Me, SP Jain from Delhi. I'm professor in economics and I have a bit interest in astrology also. And I come here every year on the demand of my clients just to guide on astrology. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, friends. My name is Pankaj Gupta. I run a small organization that specializes in personalizing your garments for you in your corporate. And Subhash, you know, I'm a Rotarian.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alex Cordras. I'm working for Sam7 Computer and Network. I'm looking after the computer and maintenance problem. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kunal Iyengar. I'm a student of engineering, third year, and my hobbies are football and playing guitar. Yeah, and photograph for today, just for today.
Hi, my name is Rupesh, and I'm a technical architect working for April Broadcast. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Dharmesh Soni, work as technical marketing in April Broadcast. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. I'm Dr. Sanjeev Upadhyay. I'm an eye surgeon by profession, and I own a chain of eye clinics called IQ Vision Care. And there is a reason why I came last. Yeah, Sam? Networking 101, is it? Yeah? Okay. So I won't take too much of your time because everyone's looking hungry, including myself. Yeah? So, but let's just brainstorm a second here. I just want you all to think, what do you think networking is exactly? I think networking is evolved, hasn't it? We all thought networking something what Amway was once upon a time. But now networking is kind of evolved. Yeah, so I want you to think what networking is for you. Just take 2 seconds, brainstorm. I know you're all looking a little brain dead. Yeah? But just think, what is networking actually? Why are we here, once a month? Or why are Rotarians meeting every week? Or why are there networking groups? Or forget about networking groups. What about your own housing societies, parent-teacher associations, or the networks that exist when you just attend a wedding, a party, or just meeting a few guys, at the bar? What is networking actually? Yeah? There's no fixed answer. Yeah? So I'll just share what I think it is. I think as business entrepreneurs, business owners, I think we do definitely brand our companies. We brand our product and services. Yeah? We invest a lot of time in branding our companies. But what about our own personal branding? Who are we as people? And to me, that's what I think networking is when we have the face-to-face networking, personal. I know we have online networking, but when we meet face-to-face, we always learn something about the business owners who actually are behind the scenes of the brand that they own. Yeah, so for me, that's what networking is. Yeah, and I think it's just fair to say that people will buy into you as a person first before they buy your product or service. Yeah, so we spend so much time in branding, our logos, our print media, our visiting cards, but our visiting cards can only go so far, yeah, to the next dustbin. That's how far they probably go, yeah. So what are we actually doing in our personal branding or personal networking? You know, I believe that you cannot kiss on the first date. Can you kiss on the first date? Anyone here kissed on the first date? I'm not going to even look at Roshan. Yeah, but no, but you've got to invest a little bit of time. You got to make friends first, and then the business and the, you know, whatever personal requirements that you have from people will come. Yeah, so you've got to invest in relationships and invest in the time to commit in making friends, and then maybe a few dates onwards, you will get that kiss. Yeah. So if I was to sum up networking, you know, people come in networking. Here's my visiting card. This is what I do. I guarantee you, the first person you met after the end, you probably wouldn't remember who he is, and you wouldn't have an attached face to that visiting card. Yep. So networking, to me, is not about actually gaining business, is what you're going to do behind the scenes that make you approachable, make you likable. Yeah? Are people actually taking interest in knowing what you do? And if they do that, when someone else has a need outside for your product or service, they will definitely refer you. Yeah? So deep words there, but just to summarize it, let's just keep it simple. I just believe that great things happen when good people meet. That's it. And to close off, I'd like to thank Rajan Raman, the branding expert behind the India Networker. Who is Rajan here?